traffic, Golf Alpha X-ray, Hotel Victor, entering 26.
Entered runway 08.
Hey up campers, welcome back to the channel. It's been a little while, hasn't it? I'll explain why a bit later on. Things have been happening. What I'm doing tonight though is just a local flight. I want to go and do a bit of a recce for somewhere I want to fly to a bit later on this week and land at. I'm just going to go and scope it out from the air, make sure I can find it, see what it looks like. And whilst I'm there, or whilst I'm on my way I should say, I'm going to explain what's been going on and why up there is so much better than down here. So let's get going. Stoke Golding traffic, Golf Charlie Mike Papa X-rays entering and backtracking runway 26, Stoke Golding. Where's my other glove? Forgot my glove. There it is. There we go.
Entered runway 08.
Try again. Oh, got to fly up my schnotter. Power check. Excellent, good power. Stoke Golding traffic, Golf Charlie Mike Papa X-ray, taking off runway 26, Stoke Golding. Stoke Golding traffic, Golf Charlie Mike Papa X-ray departing the circuit to the north, Stoke Golding. So the thumbnail of this video is to convey the message that where I am right now, 1500 feet up in the sky on my own, at the moment is way better than being down there on the ground. And there's a number of reasons for that. Firstly, there is some bloody horrible people on this planet and they're all down there. And unfortunately, in my line of work, I get to meet most of them. And I'm talking about real, proper, evil people that will do evil, horrible things and not think twice about it. They're all down there, not up here. And the minute your wheels leave the ground, it's almost like you can leave all that shit, and I will swear, you can leave all that shit down there where it belongs. And you can just come up here and be completely on your own, and for the half hour or the hour or however long it is, you can just forget about it all. Just concentrate on your flying and just enjoy the view. And it is like therapy, it really is. I always drive away from the airfield feeling an awful lot better than I did driving to the airfield. And I've always been into hobbies that are fairly solitary, if you know what I mean. When my younger days I used to do a lot of cycling, but I'd go out cycling on my own, I'd go riding on my own, and I'd think nothing of going out all day and you know, riding for 100 miles. In fact, once I cycled from Leicester to Great Yarmouth, which was a bit of a mistake on Mrs B's part. Anyway, we won't go into that. That was 155 miles. It should have been 80 miles to Skegness. Mrs B can't read a map. Anyway, that was 13 hours completely on my own, where I could just ride around, just me and my own thoughts in my head, and just switch off from life, which is what I'm doing right now. And I've got to switch off from life because at the moment life's pretty tough. A few weeks ago, my mum got a cough and it wouldn't go away. And she went to the doctors, and the doctor said it's probably a chest infection. Gave her some antibiotics. She took the antibiotics, didn't work. Went back to the doctors, more antibiotics, same result. Anyway, they sent her for an X-ray, and she got the results of that X-ray whilst me and Mrs B were on holiday in Spain. And to my mum's credit, she kept it to herself, which I understand why she did it, because it would have ruined our holiday, and she didn't want to do that, and I'd have done the same if the roles had been reversed. But anyway, the X-ray found a shadow on a lung, and to cut a long story short, it turned out to be it's cancer, which it was a bit of a shock, as I'm sure you can imagine. Now, everybody knows somebody that's got cancer or has died of cancer, and it affects 1 in 2 people. It is frighteningly common. And anybody that's been on that cancer journey will know that once you get that diagnosis, your life then turns into a series of trips to and from the hospital for scans, blood tests, biopsies, more scans, MRI scans, PET scans, and then chemotherapy, which my mum's just had her first dose of chemotherapy. And then she found out, unfortunately, it's stage 4 and it's spread to her brain, which is not good. And the prognosis could be better. That's why I've not made any videos for a bit. As soon as my mum was told that the cancer had spread to her brain, she was told she has to stop driving. My mum lives on her own. I'm her only child. So, you know, I am now quite busy doing hospital runs. Don't get me wrong, it's not a problem. You know, my mum looked after me for 18 years. In fact, somebody said that she still looks after me, and I'm just repaid a small amount of that debt. And you do what you can to help out, don't you? But it does mean that I've had limited time off. And that's why I had to come flying today, because I've just got that much on my plate. Work's horrible. I'm getting to the end of my tether with work, and I'm seriously thinking about looking at the figures and to see if I can retire. I've just had enough, basically. And then obviously with this with my mum, just too much. Anybody that's done any mental health training may have heard of the fuck it bucket. It's not an official term, it's a term we made up. You can only deal with so much in your bucket, and then when it starts to overflow, if you can't empty that bucket quick enough, you're duped for a bit of a meltdown. And it's called the fuck it bucket. And doing something like this is a way of emptying that bucket, if that makes sense. It's just getting rid of that little bit of stress just for an hour. And just whilst you're up here, you feel detached from the planet. Well, you are detached from the planet, I guess. But you do feel that all of that down there is forgotten about, and you can just enjoy this. And it's a beautiful evening to go flying. And you can fly like this without touching the bar, you know, conditions are good. So yes, I've come up for a bit of therapy. Just on the wing cam, in case you're wondering, that big area over there is Tamworth. And if you can see a motorway down there, that motorway there, that's the M42. That helps you get your bearings. This is the life. Right, so I've got Tamworth to my left. Just crossed over the M42. So I'll tell you where I'm going. I'm going to the National Memorial Arboretum, and I'm just going to go and have a fly around it and have a look and have a good nose. And near to the Memorial Arboretum there's a small airfield called Sittles Farm, and I want to go and have a look at that from the air as well. Because what I want to do later on this week, probably Wednesday, the weather's looking quite good, I plan to fly to Sittles Farm, land there, and then walk to the Memorial Arboretum. Apparently it's only a short walk. And I thought I'd document it and video it, and I thought it might make a nice video. There it is, the National Memorial Arboretum. is the Memorial Arboretum, and there is Sittles Farm. That's the runway 27 and 09, so it's an east-west runway. I've got another small airfield over there. That's Fisherwick. Just down there, I'll circle it and do some editing magic to make it stand out. Me and Giles flew to Fisherwick, was it last year or the year before? I can't remember. Giles did a video on it. I'll put a link on the screen if you want to go and have a look, have a closer look, see what Fisherwick looks like. Well, I think on talking about videos that I'm making or planning, next weekend, the weekend after, is Sleepkosh. Now, with everything that I've got going on, which I've already talked about, I wasn't entirely sure that I'd be able to go. But my good mate Giles has pretty much told me that I've got to go. So I can't let him down. And I've had quite a few comments from people saying, when are you and Giles going camping again? Well, that's what we're planning to do. The plan is Giles and Dan Seymour, who you may have seen on, has he been on my channel? I'm not sure, he's certainly been on Giles' channel. He's based at Shobden. Giles is based at Plaistows, and obviously I'm at Stoke Golding. So the plan is on the Thursday before Sleipkosh, Giles and Dan are going to fly up to Stoke Golding, and we're going to camp there overnight and refuel and all that sort of stuff. Bit of a barbecue, one or two cheeky beers I should imagine as well. And then the following morning, Friday morning, the three of us are going to fly to Sleipkosh and spend the weekend there. It promises to be quite an event, and I'm going to video that as well, I think. So if you want to know when me and Giles are going camping again, a couple of weeks we're going to Sleipkosh. And if you remember an incident with the pot noodle,
I should have read it. It says add some hot sauce, not add all hot sauce. You look a bit flushed there, Paul. It's hard work. My nose is blocked up. Fire! Oh.
we're going to have a bit of a challenge. If you want to see that, make sure you subscribe. If you live in Tamworth, can you see your house? Oh, there's a train. Let's follow the train. I don't know how fast that train's going, but I don't know if I can keep up with it. My ground speed's 82 miles an hour and it's getting away from me. Oh, I think I'll give that up. Oh, mind you, there's one coming the other way. Oh, that's enough of that. And then if I follow this road, it takes me to Atherstone. There's something else I want to go and have a look at. Just near to Atherstone, there's something that looked interesting on the map, which is Merivale Hall, so I thought I'd go and have a look at that as well. If you're the sort of person that's really, really nosy, then flying a microlight is absolutely fantastic, because you can go and have a good nose in people's back gardens and see what they're doing. Aerial voyeurism, that's what it is. Right, Merivale Hall. Just gonna have a look at you, see what you look like. Well, that's a nice house, isn't it? Right, I'm a bit low and there's not, no, there's a field I could land in if I needed to. I'm going to get a bit of height, I think. Well, that turned out to be a fantastic evening for flying, just what the doctor ordered. I'm on my way back to Stoke Golding. I've got the Nuneaton VRP right in front of me. There you go, I should show you that. I've flown around that before, that was on a previous video. It's right near to the airfield though, so it's a really good, useful visual reference point to help you find your way home. So I'm just about to land back at Stoke Golding. So anyway, thank you for your patience. I know I've been not posted anything for a couple of months. I've explained the reasons why. I don't know what the future holds. Videos will be as and when, so please be patient. I will still keep on making content as and when life allows. By the way, my mum does watch this channel, she's my biggest fan. And I know she'd appreciate your support if you left her a comment, just to send her some positivity and some good wishes. She's got a bit of a battle on her hands.
Cold inside, tore my mind, stole my peace. I prayed for ease but feared that my days were over.
Stoke Golding, Golf Papa X-ray turning final, runway 26, Stoke Golding.
To fill that gap, you need to open up. All your days are over.